Abraham dies at 175. Ishmael shows up to bury his dad because family's family. Isaac prays for a barren Rebekah, and God dumps twins in her lap who are already wrestling before they're born. Esau sells tomorrow for a bowl of soup because he despised his birthright. I'm Bionic Leg, and this is the Gravel Gospel. So sometime after Sarah passes away, Abraham marries a second time. His new wife was named Keturah. He's got 6 kids whose names I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Easiest of the names I can pronounce is Midian, so that should tell you something about weird names. Abraham passed everything he had down to his son Isaac. And then while he's still alive, he gives gifts to the sons he had by his concubines. Yeah, you heard that right. Abraham had concubines. However, he has to move to a country east of them, putting a good distance between them and his son Isaac, which it kind of tracks since he wants to set Isaac up with a fresh start. So Abraham ends up living 175 years, which is par for our guys, because I mean, how long Adam lived and Noah lived, so it kind of tracks. Either way, Ishmael, he came back in town to bury his pops with Isaac, which I thought was really neat when I first read that, because I thought, Ishmael, Hagar, they bounce, and that's what we hear of them. Well, no. Ishmael comes back in town, I'm guessing meeting Isaac for the first time. They bury their dad right next to Sarah in the same field that their dad bought from the Hittites. That was kind of cool. That kind of closes the loop on Abraham. And then verse 12 jumps back to Ishmael briefly and then lays out his family tree. So in short, he's got 12 sons, all with wild names. Their settlements and encampments were named after them. They're of their area, the 12 princes with 12 tribes. Ishmael dies when he's 137. Then he gets buried in the family plot, in their family plot, and his children settled all the way from Havilah, near Egypt, eastward to Shur, in the direction of Assyria. And just like the angel said, Ishmaelites, they didn't get along with any of their relatives. So that closes out the loop with Abraham, Ishmael. Here's where the meat and potatoes and the Jacob and Esau arc starts. So Isaac and Rebekah, they've been trying to have kids, but scripture says that she's barren. Wonder why that sounds familiar. Weird. Either way. So Isaac, going through the names again, Isaac prays for his wife. She finally gets pregnant. God answers his prayer, and she doesn't just get pregnant. She has twins. Apparently, these 2 knuckleheads are so rowdy in their womb, they give her trouble. To the extent that she says, if this is supposed to be, why am I in this condition? She goes before God, prays about it, and God tells her something I find interesting and telling. He says, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples will be separated from your body. One people will be stronger than the other. The older will serve the younger, which is it's a setup. God is telling her what's to come. Esau, he's the oldest. He's born first, and he is a hairy baby. He's described as coming out red all over like a hairy garment. They name him Esau because it means hairy. Jacob comes in hot, right behind his brother. He has a death grip on his heel, so they name him Jacob, which means, for it, heel. You kind of get how this works. Important to note, Isaac's 40 when he marries Rebekah. He's 60 when the twins are born. I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyways, boys grow up. Esau gets into hunting and the outdoors. Jacob, on the other hand, he's a quiet man. He prefers life indoors around the tents. Isaac loved Esau because he had a taste for wild game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. If you know the full story of the twins, you can see how this is going to play out. If you don't know, let's just say the parents' love for their respective sons, that comes into play later, a couple chapters down the road. Either way. So one day Jacob's at the house, he's cooking a stew, and Esau comes in from the field, absolutely smoked, starving. Esau tells his brother, he's being dramatic, but either way, he says, please let me have a mouthful of that red stuff over there. I'm exhausted. And he ends up getting the nickname Edom, which meant bread. But I find it kind of funny brotherly banter going back and forth. It's kind of like, hey, what's up, Red? Making fun of him because he wanted the red soup. Either way, so Jacob, being somewhat of a manipulator, he says, okay, I'll give you some if you give me your birthright in trade.
Match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Esau's like, look, I'm about to die. So what use then is it the birthright to me? Without skipping a beat, Jacob tells him, and first, murder me. Sure enough, Esau does it. On oath, he traded away his rights as the firstborn. Jacob gave him bread and feeds him the stew. Esau eats, drinks, and then just gets up and leaves. Last line of the trap, chapter 25, is just, it's wild. I looked at multiple translations just to see how they articulate it. I looked at New American Standard, King James Version, English Standard Version, and the New Living Translation. And they all use the words, Esau despised his birthright. It's a bonkers way to end a chapter. So that's what we got, the setup. Jacob and Esau being born, birthright being sold for a bowl of soup because he's hungry. Next up, we're going to find out that the sister lie gets a trilogy. If you like what you're hearing so far, please do me a favor and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Let me know what your favorite part was. You're just like, wait, he really just say that? I'd like to hear that. So, I'm Bionic Leg. This is the Gravel Gospel. I appreciate you.